I just want to set the record straight. It is not HODL. That sounds really stupid. It's HODL.
HODL, the most important acronym in the Bitcoin vernacular. It means hold on for dear life, no matter how tempting the day trade might be.
I'm holding all these Bitcoins till they're nearly unstable.
And the poster child for HODLing?
One paw to another.
You guessed it.
You buy on the dip and HODL. Okay.
Do you have to use that intonation with a deep, low voice at the end?
Unlike other Bitcoin millionaires who cashed in their staggering returns for Lambos and yachts,
We call traders.
crypto
Is this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Look, man,
Dude, please. Is this your homework, Larry?
ask him about the car, man.
Boom, what's going on, guys? Johnny here with another 3 Candle Collective update for you guys on this beautiful Friday. This is the Bitcoin chart. Before we get going, guys, if you could go ahead and smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And if you could ding that bell, you will get up-to-date alerts from when I publish my most recent videos, and I do try to stay pretty on top of it, guys, so I will be doing my best to bring you a video at least once a day, sometimes more, as we follow Bitcoin over this bull run. Now here is the Bitcoin daily chart. You can see we've been getting a little bit of a correction over the past few days, but I actually want to start with the DXY today to kind of lead into the story of where I see Bitcoin going in the near future. So this is the DXY 3-day. Again, you know, this actually does not look very bullish. This is actually a diamond top that has broken bearish, and I called this back in October. So this chart is from my this is from my chart pattern diary that I keep of just about every asset that I'm keeping tabs on, and when I spot something pretty significant, I go ahead and I document it here so I can bring up this information later in case I need it and anything I need to do. Now, if you want access to this fillable PDF, it's pretty awesome. I went ahead and made basically entry areas for all of this different types of data, and if you're using it for a Bitcoin trade, you know, you can add your confirmations in here. If you have trouble staying organized, this is definitely for you. Excuse me. There's a link down in the description if you want to go ahead and download that. Again, it's a fillable PDF, completely free from me to you guys. Anyways, so looking at the DXY, it looks here back in October of this year, I called a diamond top waiting for the DXY to continue bearish, and that is exactly what's been happening. So if we bring up, sorry about all of the lines here, actually let's go to the daily. Zoom in just a bit. Again, you know, using resistance and support, trying to figure out when and where this DXY is going to break to the downside. And as you can see here, the DXY did get some support from the 8-to-1 GAN fan, but it broke through and it's continuing to the downside. Now, what I'm seeing here now, and it actually lines up perfectly with what we're seeing out of the Bitcoin price, is, you know, we're getting a small bounce out of the DXY. So, you know, at some point it's going to come up and retest that 8-to-1 GAN, and that would be our bearish confirmation of further move to the downside. So what would cause the dollar to shoot up in value and assets drop? Well, let's take a look at the S&P 500. So this is the S&P 500 daily, and you can see we're testing the top trend line of this channel that basically have been in since breaking through back in July. So the S&P has been looking extremely bullish. However, that's really just because of the Fed printing and propping up the markets, and also extreme retail participation right now. Everybody's trying to make a buck. But really, I mean, how long can this be maintained? How long can the S&P stay in this insanely bullish trajectory? I mean, we had the Dow Jones reaching new all-time highs. None of this makes sense. At some point, this is going to come crashing down. And, you know, that's the thing. At first, it may take Bitcoin with it. So as people sell their stocks and try to get out of the S&P and any other market that may be crashing here in the near term, you know, you'll see the value of the dollar almost skyrocket instantly. It could come up and retest the bottom of that 8-to-1 GAN. So if we go ahead and zoom back out here, that 8-to-1 GAN would be right up around here, back around 93% on the index. So if we do get this bounce out of the dollar, I have a feeling that it might coincidentally line up with another stock market correction and or dump. So if the S&P breaks through this lower trend line, we'll probably get a move down here, which would be the 618 extension, and then a bearish confirmation retest of this trend line again, and then a further move to the downside. I mean, we could see the DXY losing almost 30-40%. In this case, which again would send the dollar temporarily skyrocketing, and unfortunately the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies down as well. But we may get a tremendous decoupling here, so we may see investors pulling their interest out of the stocks, out of the stock market, and putting it into Bitcoin rather than dollars. But in doing that, it's hard to sell stocks directly for Bitcoin, so you will have to exchange for dollars and then move those dollars into Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the Bitcoin chart and see what kind of trade opportunities we have lined up at the moment. So right now, again, this is the daily, moving up strong. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking like as far as our Gantt. Well, this is our strategy. So this is our strategy that we've been using for a while, and as you can see, it's been extremely effective. On the daily chart, it looks like we missed this leg up here, but we did catch the beginning of this one here, and I just use this as a basically a weather indicator to let me know if I should be in or out of a trade at that point in time. It's my strategy. It's pretty good. If you want access to this strategy, go ahead and join the Telegram group or send me an email. Again, you can reach me at info@threecandlecollective.com. Okay, so let's look at the Bitcoin price. That's where it's at right now. Let's go ahead and check out the monthly VWAP. So it came down. It looks like we found a little support on the monthly VWAP. Didn't break through, so we're still above, indicating we are definitely still in an uptrend here. Let's go ahead and see where we're at as far as fibs. We came down and caught support. Looks like, so I use Fibonacci candles, so you'll see where the most volume is traded for that time period at that price. And it looks like Bitcoin is maintaining support right here at the 21 daily EMA, right around 16.9. If it breaks through that, then we could go down and again retest this view at first, right around 16.4, and then there's always a possibility of furthering or heading down further to the 55 and possibly the 200. 200 is all the way down at right 11,871, and then the 55 is at right around 15K. We'll see what Bitcoin does here over the next few days, but I think this coming week is going to be very important in the stock market and everything else. So let's go ahead and take a peek at Bitcoin on a 4-hour time frame. So this is Bitcoin 4-hour. I still have my EMAs up here. Again, we caught some support right here on the VWAP. This is the monthly VWAP. Basically a rule of thumb, I only enter long trades when Bitcoin is below this average, and I only enter short trades when Bitcoin is above this average. But throughout this bull market, I will not be opening short trades unless we get a massive sell-off like we did back in March. Anyway, so this is where we're at with Bitcoin. It looks like we came down. We got this correction. We're definitely forming some sort of support here, and that was former resistance. So we broke through. We came down. This is basically just a bullish confirmation of the breakthrough of this resistance right here at 16,425. So that is, in my opinion, pretty bullish for Bitcoin. And as you can see here on the 1-hour chart, we did get a double bottom formation, and it looks like if we're able to break out of here, we could get a nice significant move. If we just line up our target here with the high volume area or value area with the VPVR, you can see we might get a push back up into the $18,000 area. This again, this double bottom does also look like it could be an ascending triangle. So we could get another small move down before breaking this triangle to the upside. I imagine somewhere around in there. We'll see how long we'll stay in this range before we finally do get a move, but volume again is decreasing as we move along. So a breakout is, I wouldn't say imminent, but coming up pretty soon, probably in the next few days. And I mean, this could very well be just a bear pennant, so we could get an extension and then another move to the downside. But really where I'm staying at with Bitcoin right now is I'm thinking about possibly entering a trade. I have a small buy order right here at 842, and then a very tight stop loss just in case it comes down. But I do see the price coming down and tapping this VWAP, but I'm not really looking for anything significant here. I'm waiting to see more price action develop and give us some sort of indication on where it's going to go. Again, I mean, if we look down on the 15-minute time frame, this is where we're at here. We can bring up my previous trade idea here. No, that's not what we want. Let's go with the 1 hour chart here. So this is our 1 hour chart. Excuse the mess. But you know, we did have an aggressive buy here, came down. I didn't enter into these trades. They were just ideas for bounces. But I am looking for a possible push back up to the upside. And if Bitcoin was able to do this, it would just be a bearish confirmation of this much larger rising wedge pattern. Is signaling to me that we're going to get further move to the downside, where Bitcoin could come all the way down to 15.4, 14,587, and then worst case scenario, $12,093. So that's where Bitcoin is at right now. But you know what's exciting too is while Bitcoin ranges like this, we are getting some movement out of altcoins. So this is our Bitcoin dominance 1-day chart. Looks like we are in a falling wedge here for Bitcoin dominance. Looking for it to move in one way or another. We could get a move to the downside, coming down and retesting this bottom trend line of this falling wedge, which would be great for altcoins, but that would be a pretty significant move. I really don't see Bitcoin moving down that far. I mean, it may be 10% of dominance, but still, that's actually quite a bit. But I mean, if you look here, this is looking pretty bullish. I mean, I mentioned in the video yesterday how we do have an ugly, but confirmed inverse head and shoulders here, this being the culmination of the right shoulder. So we'll see how this plays out. This will definitely let us know if we should be in or out of altcoins. But let's go ahead and take a peek at Ethereum. I definitely wanted to cover this with you guys today because Ethereum is looking mega bullish. This is the weekly chart. Just look at how beautiful this double bottom is. Came down, bullish confirmation, retest of this neckline, and Ethereum is still just moving to the upside. Now you have to zoom out sometimes, and that's where you really should be basing your motivation or your rationale for your trades, is where the price action is going on these higher term time frames. It's a lot safer and you'll get wrecked a lot less often. But it looks like Ethereum did get rejected at this yearly R2. It would be nice to see push up to the R3, but a move back down to retest this R1 and confirm the bullish continuation is not out of the cards. In fact, it's probably going to happen. So that would be a move down to around the 460, 470 range. If we just zoom into the daily, it looks like this correction might be coming down to an end. So yeah, I mean, if we move back down here right around 460, it would be a great entry point. And if we're looking for targets, obviously the first target here would be the yearly R3 at 746. But if we take a Fibonacci extension tool, so we'll start here. Actually, we'll start right here. Go up here and see. So if this is actually where we turn around at and continue in the bullish manner that it's been moving over the past few weeks, we could see again this 618 extension lines up perfectly with the yearly R3. Beyond that, we could see the 786 or even make it up to the 1, which would be right around $970. Which would be a nice move out of Ethereum. We're definitely looking there, but honestly, I have buy orders sitting down here, waiting to come back and retest this R1. If it doesn't get it, then I will look for a break of the R2 and a retest of the R2 to get back in if things are looking bullish at that point in time. So we'll see how much money it continues to come back into Bitcoin. But like I said, you know, the DXY is looking like it's going to bounce, like it's going to get a boost in value any day now, and we're waiting on that. So that's really going to give us the go ahead or the no go on whether or not we should be trading Bitcoin at that time. But this is the total crypto market cap. Again, this is all of the crypto market cap including Bitcoin, and it looks like it fell out of this rising wedge. We could be getting a bearish retest out of here, but this double retest is not something you typically see. You'll usually get one retest and then continuation to the downside. What I'm seeing here here now is a double bottom with this level of former support, possibly now resistance, possibly becoming the neckline for a double bottom move back up to the top, which could come up and retest this area of former support, now possibly turn resistance here. But we're waiting to see some sort of identifiable pattern form here, along with some volume in very specific directions. So let us know what trades we should be getting in here. Again, we went over Ethereum. XRP is looking pretty bullish. Again, not my favorite project, but hey, you know, if I can trade it and make some money on it, I'm for it. And it looks like we could have been breaking this horizontal resistance here, or more like a diagonal resistance. It looks like it's moving in there, so we might get a retest of this trend line at some point before XRP moves to the upside. Now, I mean, I have my 618 extension target right at $1.45, which would be insane, and that's about 100% move right now for XRP. So XRP is definitely looking bullish. One thing before I let you guys go, I wanted to go over SXP Bitcoin. Now, I found something here that may or may not play out, but it's pretty interesting nonetheless. So the way a lot of parabolas start is with some sort of double bottom and then almost like a Bart Simpson pattern that would be considered the first base in the move. So if we look here, we could have had a first base here, and then coming down and then retesting the lows, and then finally moving into the first leg up on a parabola into the second base. And this is typically how they start. You get a nice rounded bottom here that moves into a powerful move to the upside. Now, I went and placed a buy order right here for right around 4,743 sats, and we're holding there right now. We're not using any leverage on this trade, but we're definitely holding because the potential reward on this one is huge. Again, we have a pretty decently tight stop loss, so if we do fall below this possible parabola support, we won't be out too much, and we'll be able to make another play somewhere else. But yeah, guys, I mean, everything is looking mega bullish in the long run. Short term, we could get some further downside out of Bitcoin, and honestly, it would not be that surprising. So keep your eyes peeled, stay safe out there. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
10.
let's go for main engine start.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, taking the space station to full power for full science.
This is Mission Control Houston.
Discovery roll program.
Roger roll, Discovery.